Hey, what's up? I'm Riley Shadle. I was injured in a high school football game in October of 2015, and I just feel led to share part of my story with you, some of the miracles we've seen, what I'm standing on and believing for. I first want to thank and honor every person who's prayed for me. Um, I just want to sincerely thank you. I don't think without y'all I would be where I am today. My story is I was playing wide receiver and I went in for a crackback block. I lowered my head and went immediately to the ground without feeling or movement below my shoulders. I remember just going straight into fear and terror, just thinking and knowing that it was a life or death situation. A teammate came over and pulled the mouthpiece out. I was having a hard time breathing. I had lost control of my diaphragm and couldn't breathe very well. The trainers and coaches rushed out and immediately wanted to get me to the hospital. So as they were loading me up on the cart, the last thing I remember was a coach leaned over and asked if they could do anything for me, and I told them to tell the team to pray for me. And that's where I remember last. They rushed me to the local hospital and they did some MRIs, and they found that I had fractured my C3 and C4 vertebrae in my spinal cord. They immediately airlifted me to the Lubbock hospital, and as soon as my parents got into the hospital, the surgeons and doctors came out and told them it was a life or death situation. My mom, definitely led by the Holy Spirit, grabbed the surgeon's hands, and he kind of reluctantly went along and prayed with them. They prayed life over me, prayed that God has plans to prosper me, to give me a hope in the future. So they go into surgery, and he comes about 4 hours later and comes up to my parents and says, "I was about to give up, and the gods moved. The gods moved the spinal cord back together." My spinal cord was kind of locked together, and he was about to give up, and the great physician, I'm sure it wasn't the gods, but the God, showed up and literally moved my spinal cord back into place, which is pretty encouraging when you're facing something like this. He's time after time showed me his love. So I've gone from not knowing just that he loves me, but going to the point where I felt and encountered his love time after time through this trial and journey. He's shown me his love so mightily. 1 John 4:16 says, God is love. So everything he's doing is based out of his nature of love. He's chasing each and every one of us down to prove his love to us, not so we just say that he loves us, but he wants us to encounter his love, to tangibly show us his love, which is amazing. I just continue to stand on the encouragement I've seen, the miracles we've seen. I've seen my diaphragm restored. I've seen my bladder restored. I've seen my abdomen restored. And it's so encouraging to know and to see that what I'm standing on is that he came to give us life and life more abundantly. And I'm seeing that proven over time that he's coming to give me life. He's coming to give me health. It says in Isaiah 53 that he bore my sickness, he carried my pains. The chastisement of my peace was upon him, and by his stripes I was healed. If I was healed, I am healed today. His stripes 2,000 years ago healed me then. As he was taking the beating for me, he took this infirmity, and I am healed. In Psalm 107:20, it says, I sent my word, and healed you and delivered you from your destructions. I just think that's amazing how Jesus came as the Word made flesh, and just like Psalm 107 says, He came to heal and deliver me from my destructions, and I am free and free indeed. So I look at those scriptures, I stand on those truths. It's so easy to get caught up in the fact of the injury or the sickness or the pain that's going on around us, and not stand on the truth. I'm not saying that's easy, or I'm not saying the reality of my pain or my situation isn't true. I'm not denying its existence, but I'm denying its power over me, and acknowledging and agreeing the power of God's words He's spoken over me. He says I am healed. He says He came to give me life and life more abundantly. So I'm going to take that, and I'm not going to compromise for or settle for anything less. I'm not going to settle for the mundane or the mediocre or the average. I'm going to take life and life more abundantly. He says we'll even do greater works than Him. What if we started standing on that truth? What if we started standing on His Word in the way He wants us to? I'm not going to compromise until I see complete healing. I'm not going to compromise or settle for less than complete healing. Every person who came to Him, every person who He came across, He healed totally and completely. And I believe He'll do the same for me. I can't wait to continue to share the miracles I've seen over this journey, and the things He's revealing to me. I know He is, and He has, set healing in stone. It's not just a promise, but a law that is a spiritual law set in stone. I have become a son, a co-heir with Christ. The Father has given me His name, has seated me in heavenly places with Christ, and I take my stance as a son and say I am healed. And I can't wait to share what I've learned and what I've seen with you. So stay tuned.